Morning.
Morning from a chilly Bollington Wharf. Is it Bollington Wharf?
Bollington Wharf, just south of Bollington Wharf. And somebody was just mistaking George for a good dog. Yeah.
I mean,
George doesn't yap.
yeah.
And her two little guys are yap, and jump, and bark, bark.
They're rehomed. One of them's quite newly rehomed, so.
Yeah. And apparently he just runs off when he sees dogs. And, she's like, George is so well behaved.
We're like,
you haven't seen him yet. You haven't even struggled with the things I've struggled with this morning. He's a beautiful dog. He's a wonderful dog.
He
But,
is.
I learned this morning, by the way, that they are training English Springer Spaniels in Australia to recognize people with COVID.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we should put him to use.
He has got use.
It takes about 8 weeks to train them to recognize people with COVID. And I'm like, how do I do that? Just walking down there. Okay.
Stay away.
Stay away. I know now. The thing I haven't known. George. Sorry. Yes, so Bollington Wharf, nice little area just south of Bollington itself. So we still have a whole bunch of miles to go to the locks.
Yeah, but the locks are still closed.
As of this morning.
So you should get an update at some point today. I looked out the window to see if the water levels had gone up or down, but what I looked at was a boat. Obviously a boat's going to float whatever the water level is like.
Yeah.
Felt a bit silly after.
Can't use the boat to gauge the water levels. Yeah, I know. So probably, because the water levels really aren't that bad.
They're not going down.
No, they've actually gone up a little bit,
Okay.
I'd say. It was worse on Friday night, Saturday morning. So it's definitely improved, I think, somewhat. Although it is a lot of liters of water that they need to pump in.
Because this pound's like 16 miles plus 7 miles or something. It's a lot of water.
Yeah. So, but we know that, because we were living beside it, listening to it all night, that they're pumping quite a bit of water in up at the end.
At Whaley Bridge.
At Whaley Bridge. So, that water's got to go somewhere. So eventually it ends up here if it doesn't go down an actual drain. So, definitely better than it was yesterday. So I think we don't have a problem. With any luck, they'll open today. And we can go down if we want to, but I kind of think we're just going to get there.
I don't think we're going to get the update till 3 o'clock. And I think the update will be we're opening it tomorrow or something.
Right.
Because they said they're closing it for 48 hours and they closed it at 3 o'clock on Saturday. So, I mean, they might do the update earlier. I don't think we can expect the update earlier than 3.
Right. Based on moorings and everything, 48 hours seems to be anywhere from 1 night to 3 days.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
So if we
I know how many actual hours it is, but that doesn't seem to apply to a lot of the...
So maybe we don't go all the way to the lock because there might be boats that arrived yesterday that are waiting to go down. I don't know.
We'll just go.
All right.
Until we get there.
Okay.
And then,
Then we'll come back if we can't.
Yeah. Whatever.
All right then.
Right. So, basically no obstacles. Joe's going to walk for a little ways.
There's one swing bridge.
Oh, yes, there's one swing bridge, right. Do you want to wait till the swing bridge and then walk from there? Or do you want to walk now?
I don't really want to walk, but I want to walk George.
Oh, George is well walked.
He's not.
Yeah, I know. I've been kicking the ball around 2-3 times.
I'll come and sit on the back and then either before or after the swing bridge, I'll walk for a couple of miles then.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Jill, we're on our way.
This has been quite a peaceful and picturesque mooring with the Adelphi Mill alongside the towpath and Bollington Wharf across the canal. Construction of the Macclesfield Canal actually began here in Bollington on the 4th of December 1826 with a ceremonial cutting of the first sod. Just south of Bollington we passed the Kerridge dry dock. Kerridge Wharf would have been abuzz with activity 150 or so years ago. Stone from the Kerridge quarries was brought here via a tramway and loaded onto barges. The wharf was home to a stone sawmill, chimneys, cranes, cottages and lime kilns. is Clark Lane Bridge. I think on the Macclesfield Canal, this style of bridge is known as a snake bridge, but they're also called change line bridges or roving bridges or crossover bridges, as the towpath crosses the canal and a boat horse can use the bridge without needing to be connected from its towing line. The chimneys beyond Woodbridge are in the village of Hertsfield on the outskirts of Macclesfield. Across the winding hole you can see some of the houses from the village. We're arriving in Macclesfield now, and there are some visitor moorings available along this pontoon. We've decided to continue onto the locks today, as we're hoping to go down and onto Congleton soon. The chimney ahead is from the Hovis Mill. As the name suggests, the mill was built by the Hovis Bread Company in 1898. You can see where this bridge needed to be extended as the road overhead was widened. The original bridge has an arch shape and there are flat extensions on both sides. This is Bollington Wharf, home to the Macclesfield Canal Centre Marina and Boatyard, as well as the Hovis Mill. It was so successful that they only used this building for milling for around 6 years, before they needed to find larger premises, and after that this building was used to produce the paper wrappers. The mill has since been converted into apartments. Bollington Wharf also seems to be the home of a Canal and River Trust boat maintenance yard too. As we travel through the cutting, we pass these huge stone buttresses that support the steep wall behind. Out of the cutting, and now we're crossing a high embankment. Fordham Bank Bridge is another gorgeous Macclesfield snake bridge. We cross the Gurnet Aqueduct and we get a glimpse of the road below. Round the bend at Lime Green and we reach the Broadhurst Swing Bridge. Just as I'm walking to open the bridge, it starts to swing in front of us. What a treat, that doesn't happen too often. The main road from Macclesfield to Leek now runs right alongside the canal, so it's pretty noisy along here. Michael pauses to see if I want picking up, but George wants to keep walking, so we carry on along the towpath. It's funny how often people accuse Michael of forgetting to stop for me. He's only actually forgotten me once or twice. Above the locks, there's quite a long line of private moorings, and as the locks have been closed since Saturday, there's a fair few boats waiting to go down on the visitor moorings. Luckily, we find a spot not too far away to wait it out. So I really like this canal, apart from its lack of water.
Yeah, I mean...
Kind of reminds me of the Oxford.
Yeah, lots of... It's rural, but all farmland.
Yeah.
Like, definitely, grazing fields and everything.
Well, it's a little bit woody.
Yeah, with some woods, and actually some of the tallest trees I've seen in a while, but only in this one little patch of property. But yeah, no, it's a really lovely stretch. The Macclesfield south of Bollington is really nice. Macclesfield itself was pleasant and a lot smaller. Well, not that smaller, but just like more condensed on the canal. So we were actually through it before I realized we were through it.
Yeah, and there's some nice pontoon moorings there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of nice bridges.
Nice
just good sort of...
snake bridge, as they're called.
Yeah, good sort of comfortable cruise, not too fast.
2 swing bridges.
Not too many obstacles, just the 2 swing bridges, one of which was powered. And
one of which was powered by someone else.
Yeah.
Which was a bonus.
Lucky we showed up there, and they had 2 boats moored on the lock landing, so the guy came out and swung it for us.
Bridge landing.
Swing bridge landing, yeah.
I really have no problem with people mooring on lock landings or swing bridge landings if they come and do the work for you.
Yeah,
It's absolutely fine by me.
Yeah, and then we passed a fellow YouTuber, although I honestly didn't realize it. When we passed, he came out and
he was like, "Namaste."
He was like, "Hi, namaste." He was like, "Thanks for doing the videos." I'm like, "Oh, okay, it's a viewer." And then he mentions the Ismay, the name of the boat. I thought, sure, it's Ismay.
We'll look it up.
Yeah, and he's come up in his channel's come up in my recommendation like once or twice, and I've heard of him, and I think I've watched 1 or 2. The problem is that we don't
actively watch anyone.
Yeah, it's one of these things where
it's like
where there can be a lot of really nice channels out there, but once your day-to-day life is narrowboating, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to watch a bunch of narrowboat videos, because it's like, oh, that's what I did yesterday.
So many people we've met on their boats have said, "Oh, I like your videos," and then they'll go, "I haven't actually watched them since we bought our boat." And it's like, yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's what happens. You buy the boat, you move aboard, you start doing all the things, you start living the sort of daily thing, and you no longer need to go, well, what am I going to find around this corner very often? Or what's the maintenance problem?
That's what, when I do watch it, when like when we were on the Chesterfield, I watched Robbie's Chesterfield vlogs.
Yeah.
And things like that, if you want some information, but you don't watch them as escapism because you're living the life.
It's more just information.
Or if they do clickbait like David's, I bought some vegetables on the side of the canal. We did fall for that one.
Yeah.
Turns out he did buy some, so it wasn't really
And then he
clickbait.
just ruined the carrots. Like, he just boiled the carrots. It's just...
Did he?
Yeah, he was like, I'll just boil these up as a side for my dinner. I'm like, oh.
What would you
Oh. Look, they're nice, fresh-looking carrots. They're nice, like, farm-fresh carrots.
Raw.
Yeah, just wash them off, give them a crunch, whatever. There's plenty of ways of eating carrots other than just boiled. It's like, yeah, don't just boil the carrots. That's just rude to the carrots.
Yeah.
Oh, he's coming in. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I pulled it forward to leave some mooring space. Yeah. So anyway, we're here. Joe walked up to the locks.
Yeah, it's just one bridge, and it's all long-term moorings here on the other side. And then there's a couple of visitor moorings, but they're all full. There's 6 boats there in total waiting to go down. The Canal and River Trust are there, and it's 1 o'clock now, and everyone's hoping it's going to open at 3, but we don't know. Kind of don't get the logic, but...
Yeah. Well, if it does open at 3, then they're going to get through...
We're not going down.
...a certain number of boats today, and then we might move forward. But we're not in a rush to get anywhere. So if there are people who are kind of like, I got to be so-and-so by Wednesday, then we'll make space for them. But,
Yeah, and someone else said that they've been to the reservoir when it is low, so they might do what they did before, which was open it like a window to get boats through and then close it again.
Yeah,
so at least we're here to go there. Funny, well, the sad thing is there was a couple of hire boaters there. One of them is just sitting still on their holiday, which is really sad to me. And then another one couldn't get back to the base for this morning. They were due back at the bottom of the...
Oh, so they're overdue.
Well, no, but what happened was the the hire boat company came out, cleaned the boat, and then shipped the new people out. So they've literally done a handover above the lock.
So the new people are still...
So whether the new people turn around and go back or carry on. So it might be 5 boats. But, that kind of sucks on your holiday.
Oh, and there's another boat coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see. People are going to end up doubling up, I think.
Yeah.
And all of this because of some water levels that do not appear to be substantially down anymore.
No, and like if there's 6 boats waiting, whether they went down yesterday or they're going down today or tomorrow,
it'll make the same sort of...
It still use the same, so I don't quite understand the logic, but then could very well be missing something.
Yeah. Wow. Anyway, it's kind of cool. We got here. We passed another narrowboat YouTuber. I'm gonna have to follow up and actually try and, because I know I've seen his boat mentioned, but he was like, "Did you recognize the boat?" What? No, I don't recognize boats. I wouldn't recognize our boat if it didn't have our dog on it. And like things that I'm familiar with. Well, yes, yeah, okay, I probably would recognize our boat, but like, I probably would recognize the Silver Fox's boat. And I'd probably recognize the girls, like the Narrowboat Experience boat again. But then I'd recognize their first boat more than their second boat.
Not guaranteed.
Yeah. So I'm like, yeah. Basically, I just don't recognize boats. And yeah, it was like go past, and he yells out the name, and I'm like, I do know the name, but I don't know. I'm not sure. No. Oh, sorry. One way or another, we should get his channel in the doobly-doo down below once we figure out exactly which channel.
Maybe watch a couple more.
Yeah, we'll watch them by the time you see this anyway.
Yeah, let's finish the vlog.
Yeah, we'll finish the vlog. So, ducks just flew over.
Very dark.
Ooh, saw a stoat today. Also some herons. Always see herons. Yeah. But I saw like a substantial number of herons. And a little black stoat who was like trying to get out of George's way before George showed up.
And succeeded.
Yeah, no, George did not eat the stoat. That's true. It's true. All right. I'm being ordered around. So thanks a lot for watching. Give us a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to Minimalist Maximal Velocity for our time lapses. Click the bell if you want to get notifications, although apparently they maybe don't work anymore. But even if they do or not, you should click the bell because just making that sound is funny. Angels, wings, that sort of thing. And also my face has apparently seen better days and it makes her laugh, so that's good. All right. We're done? We're done. Man, my hat looks like it's seen better days. Of course, it's true of my face as well.
Oh, your face is seeing... Yeah, your face has seen better days, and I don't mean that... No, I don't mean that you're looking rough. I mean that we're in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, and the fucking politics is... That's all I mean. That's what I literally mean.
You're just going to have to bleep that.
Do you get it, though?
Yeah, no, I get it. When I say my face has seen better days, it's self-deprecating. When you say my face has seen better days,
yeah, but I don't mean that you're looking...
It's like, wait a minute, that's my wife saying that. That's not
the
nice.
days have literally been better. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes. All right. You remind me to tell you your face has seen better days.
Well, my face has seen better days too. All our faces.
But I'm not allowed to say that.
All our faces have seen better days right now.
There's a bright blue thing out in the middle of that field.
Interesting.